What's up guys, VoiD here, back at the CLG Performance Center, and today we're bringing you another episode of VoiD Guides. The thing about this one is it's a little bit more of an advanced tip, but it's definitely one of my personal favorites. I'll be teaching you guys how to hit people. So I know you guys are thinking, but VoiD, I already know how to hit people. I have to hit people all the time. I have to hit people just to play the game. But do you really know how to hit people? Do you know how to hit people when you want to? Do you know how to hit people with what moves you want to? And most importantly, do you know how to hit people when they don't want to get hit? That's the biggest one. And that's the advanced part of this guide. Now the first thing, when you want to. The best thing you can do with this is make sure you understand how to move your character around. Movement is what makes Smash truly what it is. And the many ways you can move, whether it just be, short hopping, dashing, walking, using your air drift to your advantage, even rolling. As long as you know where you want your character to be and you want to put them there, that's the first step to hitting your opponents more. So what using movement gets you to is you end up in a spot where you can do this crazy thing, using moves with intent. And when you have intent behind your moves, such as a move to start a combo, a move to play neutral, a move to bait out shield grabs along with air drift. So once you start understanding, you can get your character into these positions. Good example of this, Wolf's forward air. Wolf's forward air, when you use it on landing, you use it so you hit your opponent before you hit the ground and you can act much sooner. That way you can start a combo, whether it be forward air to grab, forward air to nair, forward air to imagination. You want to be able to hit your opponent and just start imagining on them. Make sure you can just keep getting these hits and let them know how good you are. Possibly the hardest part about hitting your opponent is when your opponent just doesn't want to get hit. Your opponent keeps dashing back, rolling away, and it seems like every time you try to throw out a move with intent, your opponent's just not there anymore. So the easier solution to this is, first of all, you have to know your opponent's going to retreat. Not everybody always wants to face you, you're a beast. So they might want to take their time in neutral and they want to establish space. So when your opponent decides to do this, you want to use a technique called overshooting. Overshooting is when your opponent decides instead of playing here, they're going to play back here. And what you want to do as a character is instead of aiming for where they are, you want to aim past that and be able to punish them for trying to retreat. So the thing about overshooting is it's a very simple concept, but it's hard to master and actually implement into your own gameplay. You might be thinking, what if my opponent doesn't retreat? Awesome, hit them, bring the fight to them. Like they want to fight you, that's great. But in the case that your opponent decides they want to retreat, then you know that you have to aim where they're going to be, not where they are. So that way you can actually continue putting pressure on them, making sure you just keep getting them hits off. The biggest example of overshooting I can tell you is dash attacking. Dash attacking, you're already running at your opponent and you notice that they start retreating. Throw out your dash attack, you'll probably catch their dash back, or you can even wait until you know they're retreating and then throw out the dash attack as a response to them trying to get away from you. But then there's the opposite side of the coin where what if your opponent is trying to hit you? This is where a very key thing comes into play called whiff punishing. Whiff punishing is the act of punishing an opponent for throwing out a move. Most of the time, you wait until the hitbox is over and then you swoop in and get a punish on them. The best example I can give of this is, I know you have that friend where all he does is he sits there, starts charging that forward smash, and you just watch him. You just watch him and you wait for the forward smash to hit, and then you go in for the punish. That's called whiff punishing. Whiff punishing is waiting for your opponent to throw out a move and punishing them after the hitbox is over. So in this example, I'll show you overshooting where the match just starts. And I know Zach Ray, he really doesn't want to fight me. He just looks like he does. So as soon as the match starts, I run right at him, overshoot a forward air, already started the match in my lead, just thanks to overshooting. In this next example, I know Zach Ray is getting comfortable with landing there. So I use basic movement to get to a spot where I can safely whiff punish it with down tilt, and I even end up getting the stock with it. That's how powerful whiff punishing is. So those are the things you need to know how to hit people more. You gotta remember to use movement to get where you wanna be. Use moves with intent so that way you can get the most out of your attacks. Overshoot if your opponent's playing a little too far back, or whiff punish if your opponent's using too many attacks. If you guys can, comment below what moves you like to use to whiff punish. My favorite one being Pichu's down tilt. Remember to like the video, subscribe so you can see all of the content that we'll be coming out with, especially more VoiD guides, and I'll see you guys at the next video. Take care, have a good day.